you got a new album out. I've just had a listen to it. It's really great stuff. It's a lot of it is about artificial intelligence, and I actually just got back from seeing the new Terminators, which was quite cool. But I guess what inspired the album for you, is it just, the technology that's coming out at the moment with AI and stuff like that? Is it something that's, you think about a lot? And I guess it's kind of been in your concepts before.
The inspiration for this one really was mostly was Ray Kurzweil's theory of the singularity.
Yeah.
Where by 2045, he theorizes that man and machine will become one through nanotechnology. And, we'll be walking bio-machines, perfect in every way. And, so based on this is the term Genexus is the name that we are calling that next step of humanity's evolution when man does become a machine. It'll be the Genexus generation. Will they be, will this generation be oppressed? Will it be stereotyped? Will it be, God, forgot the word. Oh, God damn. I've been talking for an hour already. I forgot the word.
Dystopian? No.
Not dystopian, but will it be, oh, God. Looked down upon, judged as inferior. So would be considered human, even though it is the next step of humanity's evolution. So these are stories that it may or may not live through.
Yeah, well, I mean, technology is just evolving, faster now than it ever has at any period of time. So it's pretty scary that I guess AI could become a real thing. And a lot of the concepts, you talked about in the early Fear Factory album, was kind of all sci-fi back then, but now it's almost becoming a reality with...
I know.
It's crazy stuff.
Technology advances exponentially every year.
Yeah.
And, if there's 10, but for instance, if there's 10 advances in technology this year, there'll be 100 next year. And there'll be 1,000 a year after that, and there'll be 10,000 after that. So it grows that fast. Already there was a report just a week ago of a small little robot was given 3 robots were given the sentient test, and one of the robots passed the test as sentient. A simple little test, but it acknowledged itself as I in the test.
Yeah, well, it's already at the point where they're self-learning robots, and even Stephen Hawking has said something, we've got to be a little bit careful about this. So,
him and Elon Musk, that's right. And, the America, there's already a supercomputer in China and America already, there's going to be, we're not in a Cold War anymore, we're in a Red War with China, and now America wants to build a supercomputer that makes China's computer look like an Atari. So, and then there's quantum mechanics of computing going on now, and then there's a more, the more powerful it gets, the smaller it gets, and therefore, nanotechnology is just around the corner.
Yeah.
So
would you say overall that technology has benefited society? I mean, on one hand, the internet, it's great. You can talk to friends on the other side of the world and stream music and whatnot, but at the same time, it does enable governments to retain your data and spy on people. So do you think overall it's good or bad or kind of neutral?
Well, there's with every advancement, an advancement in technology and an advancement in civilization of industry, it's always meant for the benefit of mankind.
Yeah.
That's always. However, there is the underbelly where there's always a negative aspect to it. Positive and negative, never two apart. And therefore, there's whatever's created is always going to be something else created to not benefit mankind, but to oppress mankind.
Oh yeah. You
So
guys.
That element will always be there, and it's never going to stop.
Yeah, I think that's with everything.
Unless when the machines become the rulers of all, what's going to happen? Are they going to continue to oppress humanity, or are they going to continue to let humanity be dependent on machines as we already are?
Time will only tell, but yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I guess the generation that we're in now, because we're going to just see so much within the next 60 years or so. So I'm interested in seeing how this freak show unfolds.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm still alive to see how it unfolds. 2045 is right around the corner. That's just 30 years away, and
yeah, but then again, technology is so good that.
Be alive.
Yeah, well, if technology does, improve for the better, then maybe we'll live to 200.
Haha. Why would anyone want to live that long? And that's the question.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind a few hundred years would be okay, but I don't think I'd want to live forever.
Well, that's humanity's selfishness, and fear of the unknown. So we don't know what happens when this vessel that we inhabit dies.
Yeah.
No longer ceases to function. So we don't know what happens on the other side. So
a lot of people think they know.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
I know people I've met people who've lived, into their 90s, and all their friends have passed away, and they're just like, they don't, the world that they grew up in and knew doesn't exist anymore, and therefore it's just like, it's foreign to them, but then again, they've neglected and they've neglected to become part of the changing world. Instead, they've just decided to resign and stay in the world they wanted to be in.
Anyway, we'll get back to talking about the album. I mean, musically, are you happy with the recording? Are you proud of this one? I've had a listen. I think it's great. Are you planning on touring it in Australia anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm very proud of this recording. I think it came out fantastic. And we do plan to tour in Australia sometime in 2016. We got a busy schedule for the end of this year. But Australia is, Australia, Japan, Malaysia, China, New Zealand, it's all going to be part of that tour next year in 2016.
Yeah, the last time I actually saw you play was with Soulfly, but you're playing with City of Fire. Is that band still happening, or is that just on a hiatus now?
No, that band doesn't exist anymore.
Okay. Was it just a one-off kind of side project thing, or?
Yeah, we did a couple albums.
Yeah.
A couple albums, and it imploded on itself.
Okay, yeah. Are you still friends with all the guys? There's a guy from Strapping Young Lad, I think, was in it, and a few other people.
Yeah, for my part, I'm still friends with those guys.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Last album, I really enjoyed it too, The Industrialist, and I know you've got a comic book, a graphic novel that's going to go with that album. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, it's completed. It's been laid out, and I'm expecting the shipment right now from China. Yeah. And I've only made up a total of 500. 100 of them are part of a collector's edition. And it's only available through my website, BurtonC.com. And it's the story that I wrote in the Industrialist album. Artwork done by Noel Gard out of London, and also colored by Rachel Shannon out of Pennsylvania. And so it's fantastic. It's really pro-looking, and it's my first professional graphic novel, and I would like to do another one, but it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible.
So it's just one book at the moment, is it?
Mm-hmm. It's just one book at the moment.
Yeah, cool as. I'd love to get a copy of that. Are you going to be signing any of them and stuff like that?
Well, like I said, the collector's edition is the first 100. Signed and numbered, comes with a limited edition poster and a limited edition T-shirt. And then there's 400 others that I'm selling just on its own, and that's available on the website.
Yeah.
And not available anywhere else.
Cool, lads. I'll definitely have to try to get myself a copy. I'd love that.
Yeah,
I know
check
you
it out.
guys.
If you're into graphic novels, you'll dig this one.
Yeah. I know you guys have been playing since 1989 now, so it was the year after I was born. I guess with recording, I guess back then Pro Tools wasn't very good, and I guess those really early albums like Soul of a New Machine and Demanufacture, one of the reasons I find them so impressive is because it sounds like a modern record with, lots of Pro Tools and cut and paste, but it's not, and it's just you guys jamming it out. Is it a lot easier now for you to record a Fear Factory album than it was back then?
It's just as hard.
Yeah.
There was no Pro Tools whatsoever back then. Pro Tools didn't come around until our Digimortal record.
Wow.
So we were working with 2-inch tape on Soul of the Machine, Demanufacture, and Obsolete.
So they were all analog recordings, were they?
All analog recording.
Wow.
And so, if you're gonna do it, you had to rewind the tape. You had to redo it. You had to use various tracks. Drums had to be cut and edited. So, and that's the way it was. And so it wasn't done with Pro Tools. And so that added, there was someone in the studio who was, an engineer to do that. Now there's an engineer to work Pro Tools, and it's still all, you still got to record it. You still, it's not necessarily faster, but it's still have issues. Pro Tools will go down once in a while, just like a tape machine did.
Yeah.
It's same shit, different media.
Yeah, just a bit faster. And I'm just wondering, vinyl's coming back now, and I'm a big collector myself. I'm just wondering, do you prefer listening to your albums on vinyl, or do you use an iPod these days? And do you think the sound's, improved, or it's better on vinyl or worse on vinyl?
I love vinyl too. I collect vinyl. I've collected vinyl for a long time.
Oh, awesome.
And it's always been, I think it sounds better.
Yeah, me too.
The groove adds something. The groove of the vinyl, the actual pressure of hearing the sound. You're actually hearing sound.
Yeah.
It just sounds better. And when you sit down and listen to an album, it's more of a ritual because you actually have to pay attention because you're going to have to flip the record and you got something to hold. It's more of an interactive type of listening experience than an MP3 is, or even more than a CD.
Yeah, it's the problem with the new generation. I think they just find a band they like and they download one or two songs on iTunes, but they never really listen to the full album on a good recording system.
Well, they need, the new generation needs to understand that if they don't support their favorite artists, there's no way their favorite artists will continue to survive.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but I think metal's going quite strong. I know in Australia, Billboard charts, the album charts actually have number 1 and number 2 are both metal albums. I think one's Lamb of God, and I can't remember the other band, but they're an Australian hardcore band, which is kind of cool.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so, what date does your album drop in Australia? Is it out yet, or I got a pre-release copy?
No, it comes out August 7th, this Friday.
Okay, awesome. Well, hopefully you guys get in the charts. That would be awesome to see.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
we look forward to getting back there, and curious to see how this album does.